Hey booktube! Welcome back to my channel. My name is the Book Mage. I'm in a slightly different filming location today, which is why things look a bit honestly tidier. And you can probably tell from the stack of boxes behind me that I can't seem to hide, that it is time for another big old hectic book haul. I think I have maybe around about 30 books today, and nearly all of them are special editions. They're either subscription box books or just like one-off purchase special editions in some way. I mean, not that that should surprise anyone. I am an absolute hoe for foils. I think we know this. There are a couple non-special books, but I will get those out of the way like right at the start. The only other thing to say is that I did actually start filming this video a couple weeks ago, so a few of these books have been unboxed already. Not many, because I didn't get very far. I made the mistake of trying to film on one of those really hot days we had in the UK like last month. It got so hot that I got a headache so bad that I had to quit in the middle of the video, which I don't think I've ever done before. So I will have the timeline like linked down the bottom in case there's a particular section that you guys want to jump to. Otherwise, I'm just going to get started, and I'm going to start with the non-special editions because, well, there's not that many of them. So the first book in my haul today is The Thousand Deaths of Ada Ben, and this is by Tyler Whitesides. This is a book that I have had in like my sort of TBR / wish list for a while without buying it. But I think it was the Broken Binding that posted about it on Twitter, and I was like, do you know what, why haven't I bought that yet? It gave me like very much the Lies of Locke Lamora type vibes, and not only because it's turned out to be a massive chonker of a book. Look at the size of this. So this says, Ada Ben is no ordinary thief. Rakish, ambitious, and a master of wildly complex heists, he styles himself a ruse artist extraordinaire. When he gets hired for his most daring ruse yet, Ada knows he'll need more than quick wit and sleight of hand. Assembling a dream team of forgers, disguisers, schemers, and thieves, he sets out to steal from the most powerful king the realm has ever known. Ada and his team might just be the last hope for human civilization. So this is the first book in another like high fantasy, epic fantasy series. And it just sounded good. I'll be honest, I did not realise how thick these books were. And the font is not particularly large, but I really do like sort of thieves and rogues and sort of like, you know, your little band of misfits, just not when J. Kristoff does it specifically. So I feel like I could really enjoy this. I have no idea when I'm going to get to this, and it may have been a mistake to... It was an impulse purchase, I will say that. I definitely do want to read this series, but did I need to purchase it right now? Probably not, but it's here now. So who knows, spur of the moment I might pick it up, we'll see. The next book in my haul is Callous and Crow, and this is book 1 of the Wayward World Chronicles by D.B. Rook. So I think, shockingly, I think this is the only vampire book I am hauling this month. Again, this is another one that I've had like sort of on my like book wish list for a while, but I wasn't going to commit to until I discovered that because this is an independent like self-published series, it suddenly became unavailable to purchase as anything other than like a Kindle ebook. And we all know that I do not do ebooks. I spend too long looking at a screen all day. I don't want to do it anymore. So I ended up snagging a copy. I think this was secondhand actually, just because I know that I will want to read this eventually, and I will want to have it physically, and I do not know if it will be coming back physically. It might, but I'm not taking that chance. So I think this has a trope in it that I really like, which is like the mentor-mentee kind of vibe, and one of them is a vampire. So it's vampires. I think this is high fantasy. It could be low fantasy, I'm not really sure. It does not really specify, but even if it is set in our world, it's clearly like an alternate history, post-apocalyptic, fantasy-esque version of it, so I guess we'll see. Also, I am just such a sucker for the whole trope of, I really like a whole mentor-mentee thing. But when one of them's a vampire, it's like, yes, put your ward in danger just by being a vampire. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, little things like that will get me. So I needed to have this. I don't know when I'm going to get to this, but it could potentially be one of the many vampire books that I pick up this year. Next is perhaps the cutest book in my haul. This is The Little Book of Mushrooms. Look how like cute and adorable and shiny this is. I'm so sorry if you have mycophobia. I cannot help you. The next 2 minutes are going to be about mushrooms. So this is by Alex Dorr and illustrated by Sarah Richard. And it's just like a little illustrated guide about mushrooms, I guess. I feel like you guys should know at this point. Like, I just think mushrooms are so cool. I think fungus is so fascinating. I've hauled several like just little quaint cute books about mushrooms and fungus. I just think they're neat. Guys, I just think they're neat. Yeah, this is a non-fiction, and I just have this to, I guess, flick through whenever I feel like I just want to read about some cool fungus. Not much more to say on it than that, really. Okay, next in my haul we have Untethered Sky by Fonda Lee. So Fonda Lee, I think, did the Greenbone saga, which I have not started yet, but I have heard is very, very good. So I went ahead and picked up her new novella. I think this is completely unrelated, different world, but this is a high fantasy novella. And my understanding is that the main character's family were murdered, and then like as some sort of path to revenge, she joins this sort of group of, I think, like rock riders, like giant bird riders slash pilots or something, and she is on a quest for revenge against, I think, like the creatures or entities that killed her family. It's very short, and so I've tried not to look too specifically into it, but yeah, considering I've made my way through quite a few of the Murderbot books this year, I need a couple like sci-fi fantasy novellas just on hand for when I want to dip into something brief. So considering I've heard that Fonda Lee is a very good writer, I'm hoping this will also be good. Okay, next is a book that I was very much highly anticipating, and that is Witch King by Martha Wells. I didn't mean to mention Murderbot just before this, that was complete serendipity. But this is a new fantasy from Martha Wells. I'm not sure if it's the start in a series or if it is a standalone. Either way, I've been very hyped for this. It's something to do, and I don't want to look into it too much, and I'm probably like getting it slightly wrong, but it's something to do with there's like a creature, like a magical entity or like a demon or something like that, that has been bound to this specific place. And I think a young magic user who is seeking their power or going to free them for some means or something. It could be completely accidental, not entirely sure. I am hoping that this has the sort of really good character work that I know from Martha Wells' Murderbot series. It's longer format and it's a fantasy, and it deals with like magic and possibly, I don't want to necessarily say like demonic entities, because like I don't know what they are in this world, but that's the vibe I get, and so I feel like this could tick so many boxes for me. This, I think, was one of my like most anticipated books of this year, so definitely one that I am looking forward to. I think that's the last non-special edition, so from here on out it's special editions of varying quality. The first of which I might as well start out with is the Illumicrate edition of Witch King by Martha Wells. Now, I think I knew we were getting this. The only downside to me refilming this is you cannot see the severe disappointment I had the very first time I opened this book. Can you see which one is the special edition and which one is not? Unless you notice that the only difference is that the special edition doesn't have like this little bit of flavor text here. That's it. I am really not sure why we did not get any sort of cover change. Like, I appreciate the clean cover, but no color change, no additional foils. There's nothing, there's not even like a reversible dust jacket. I'm not exactly sure why they skipped out on that step of the customization, because especially when it's on your shelf, the dust cover is the thing that you see. Because I really do like the artwork on here. I think it's good. So could we not have just had like a little bit of additional foiling or something? I have no idea. We do have these sort of like purple sprayed edges, which I'll be honest, they look a bit like stock image for me. I'm honestly not sure how well this matches the vibe. I like the design, I guess. I just feel like I've seen this on every sort of like vaguely regal kind of romantic fantasy kind of book. It's that kind of a design. It doesn't evoke anything about this world or this series to me, and this is definitely not the vibe I was getting. So this is what the book looks like with the dust jacket removed. I've said for a few other books that I've got that are special editions that I know a lot of other people really like. I just personally do not like this shade of purple. I do know that like the whole gold and purple, it looks very regal. Again, something about this wasn't the vibe I got from the book. I think the foil is really pretty. I will say there are some very nice end papers. The artwork is lovely. The one in the back is the one that I really, really like. Again, this is kind of more of the vibe that I was getting from this book. This like weird demonic being in like this chair, this throne of skulls and bones, the wings. It's giving me very much like Dragon Age Desire Demon almost, which honestly loving. Again, it intrigues me. It's very intriguing. So like the artwork is very nice. I am just extremely underwhelmed with this edition. Yeah, not my favorite, which is disappointing because I really wanted to like this. So from that onto an Illumicrate edition that I think really does like meet the brief of what I want from a special edition is the Illumicrate edition of Yellowface by Rebecca F. Kwan. It has these very cool sort of like ink and quill sprayed edges. I love what they've done here, making the little 3D sticky note cover up the original signature. Can you even see how like beautifully foiled this book is? It's all the way around. This is a lovely special edition of a book. And additionally, because I had pre-ordered this before I also then ordered the Illumicrate edition, I also have the Waterstones special edition. So this one has these like typewriter key edges, and it's much more plain under the dust jacket, but I like this as well. So this book was one that I was really, really hyped for, and I did end up reading it like pretty much as soon as it came out. I did read it in a vlog, so I will link that somewhere. The basic premise of this book is that you follow a woman called June Hayward, and she is a failing writer. All she wants to do is to be a successful author, but she's not very good at it. She is, however, friends with a very successful young Asian author called Athena Liu, and Athena has had like incredible success, and she's just signed like a big deal with Netflix to adapt one of her new books. But then when she and June are celebrating Athena's like next big win, Athena accidentally dies. June is left in a situation where she has access to Athena's latest manuscript that nobody else even knows exists. You can probably see where this one's going and why I was so intrigued to pick this up. I did really, really enjoy this when I read it. I'm going to try not to get into a review here. But yeah, let's just say I'm really glad I have 2 editions of this one. I do need to pick which one I like the best. Honestly, I like this one, but I much prefer these sprayed edges, so for now I want to keep both, because this was a surprise hit for me. Okay, next we'll continue with the Illumicrate books. The next book I have is Shanghai Immortal, and this is by A.Y. Chow. So this was another one of the Illumicrate subscription books, and this has this lovely colour changed dust jacket. I'll pop the original here so you can like see what the difference is. So this one also has some very pretty sprayed edges. And this is what the book looks like under the dust jacket. I love this. I really like this colour, first of all, this sort of like bluey teal into black. As usual, there is end paper art, and on the back as well. I might have been mistaken, this might also be a vampire book. This says half vampire, half fox spirit, all trouble. So this is apparently an adult fantasy debut with Chinese deities, demons cavorting in Jazz Age Shanghai. I'm gonna be totally honest, the cover and like the artwork didn't really sell me on this. This is a beautiful edition, like this is gorgeous. It's not quite my vibe, however, half vampire, yes. I think I'm going to give this one a go. I was completely not enthused when I picked this up, and I've unboxed this once already, but as of this moment, I think I'm going to read this one. So this, I think, should be the latest one. I'm seeing beautiful foil already. Okay, this is chunky. This is The Sun and the Void by Gabriela Romero La Cruz. This is gorgeous. Look at the foil on this. This is beautiful. I know there are several editions of this book. I think the standard cover has like just a little bit of green tinge in it, which to be honest I do like because I love this cover. Broken Binding are doing one, and it's red. And it goes on sale today in like a few hours. I didn't know we were getting this, so I'm glad I've unboxed this because it means that now I don't have to go and buy the Broken Binding edition. And it says, Raina was a creature of the void with her whispering monstrous heart. The sprayed edges are very cool. I actually prefer the white on black. Actually I do like the black as well. Although I will say, these are some wonky moons, especially down here. See, this is a gorgeous book. There's nothing on the back, but this foil is absolutely beautiful. I love this. I love celestial print things. There is some character artwork on the end paper, so let me put that down while I figure out what this is about. I don't know whether this is... I thought this was going to be adult, honestly, by the look of it, but the end paper art makes them look very young. I tend to assume if the Broken Binding are doing it, that it's adult. The artwork, they look so young though. They look like 15 in the artwork, so it's gorgeous art. I love the colours, but they do look like children's. Yeah, I'm unsure. The plot does sound pretty good though. Potentially forbidden magic, dark gods. That sounds good to me. It's a little bit chunky. If this is adult, I think I'll definitely read it. If it's YA, I might still give it a shot. It is a beautiful edition though. And yeah, maybe let me know if any of you know if this is adult or YA. Maybe give me a hint. Okay, I think that was our last Illumicrate book. I'm going to do like a pretty random special edition now. So that is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I didn't know if I was going to get this book, to be honest. I'd not really heard anyone talk about this. Trust me, I promise I had heard no one talk about this. But I did see this edition with these lovely like little dragons sprayed down the pages. And I thought that was so cute, so I bought this on Book Depository, and the release date for this in the UK was like a week or two after Book Depository said it would shut down and cease like all operations, and I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna get this book, am I? After they said they'd shut down, it didn't get cancelled, and then it got dispatched, and I was like, yes. So I did actually manage to get, as you can see, my hands on a copy of this book. I have since learned that this book has blown up, but this has dragons, and that's honestly all I needed to know. I probably would have bought this even if it's like straight YA. It does also have a full map printed on the end paper, so you know I had to have this. So I believe this is about dragons and dragon riders. I think I'm gonna like this. It is the start of a series, and I feel like elephant in the room, I did try so hard to get the Fairyloot version of this, but I'll be honest, that sale was abysmal. I opened my email on the hour. I was already in the queue by like the minute mark, and it turned out if you didn't get into the queue under the minute mark, which I think I did, but I think I must have been one of like the very first people to not be able to get a copy, because I was on this so quick. And I know Fairyloot said that like that's just their system, but I think it's a bad system, to be honest. The easiest way to fix that is, and everyone else does this, every time I like have a queue for something, like if it's like event tickets or whatever, it tells you how many people are in front of you, not your like estimated wait time. Sometimes it'll tell you both. So I honestly would just like, I know nobody from Fairyloot watches my videos, but I would honestly just suggest putting the number of people in the queue rather than the time, because that time changed so much it was pointless to have it anyway. It was absolutely pointless. The other thing is as well, the way they do their sales, and they say this all the time, they're like, oh, if you don't get the email, like, and the thing is, I got the email on the hour and clicked it in several seconds, and it took less than a minute to load, but that was apparently too late. So if you didn't click the link within a few seconds of getting the email on the hour, you could never have got this book. I know they didn't have a lot of stock to begin with, like I'm assuming they had like only a couple hundred, but I definitely think like, and again, the way that other people do this, the way that like Broken Binding do this, is the link to the page gets sent out well in advance of the sale. It's just that they don't make the page go live until a specific time. So if you could send that email out several days to a week beforehand, it stops people panicking on the day and people waiting for an email that comes through 30 minutes late and then like the sale has already ended. That to me just seems like a no-brainer. Like, send out the invite well before it's meant to go live so that everyone has a chance to like get access to it, and then it's fair game. Like, get it together. So yeah, that was a weird little aside, like a weird little rant, but yeah, I am hoping to get one of the, I think, unsigned reprints that they're doing. Okay, speaking of Fairyloot, shall we do some Fairyloot? This one is not in the usual subscription box. Didn't know this had been sent yet. Oh my god, I haven't even opened this yet and I'm so hyped. It is the Fairyloot edition of Legends and Lattes. Look at this holographic. This is so cool. This is just like, I love this. I love shiny holographic rainbow, so gorgeous. The page is kind of like a rainbow vine. There's this little like coffee and croissant foil underneath, and it's on the front and back, and then the original artwork for the book is on the end papers. So I feel like this is a book that needs very little in the way of introduction. This book has again blown up everywhere. I think this is now the second copy I have of it, so I definitely need to pick it up sometime soon. Just in case anyone doesn't know, I think the general premise is that a orc warrior has decided that she's had enough of adventuring and she wants to settle down, and she's going to open up a coffee shop. And I think it's like just a cozy fantasy, a little bit of romance, just like a chill all-round good time. And this edition is just stunning. This one is also not in a normal box, so I'm assuming I've also ordered something else. The thing is, when you order so many books, like, you forget what they are. So I also have the special edition of The Stolen Heir by Holly Black, with these shiny, like, sprayed gilded edges. We all know I tend not to like character artwork on books. The thing is, I have the standard edition of this. I still don't like character artwork on books, but I do love this character artwork in general. The artwork it's beautiful, it's stunning. While I tend to prefer stuff like this on like an end paper, I needed this copy. I needed this edition. So this is what it looks like under the dust jacket. It's gold and white, so it's very hard to see, but it wraps around all the way to the back. And like with the pages, that's gorgeous. There is character artwork on the end papers, and again, the character artwork is really beautiful. So this is a follow-up to the Cruel Prince series, part of the Folk of Air series, which I guess is now being expanded. I don't know whether this is just like a sequel standalone or whether it's a whole sequel series. And I won't go too much into it, but I know this is following some of the characters from the original series who I guess are now like grown up. But the back says, a runaway queen, a reluctant prince, and a quest that may destroy them both. Honestly, I really enjoyed the Folk of Air series, the original trilogy, so I'm hoping that I will really like this one as well, and had to have this edition. Okay, I also have what is definitely a Fairyloot subscription box here, and so this should be the latest one, I think. Hopefully I'm up to date. I know what this one is. Again, I know there's going to be like cover changes and colour changes and things, but yeah, I think this is the new, is it Chloe Gong book? Never read anything by them before, but this colour scheme, red and teal and black, I love it so much. I love the original dust jacket for this. I'm tempering my expectations now. This is like one of the few times when I would like no cover change, but let's see what they give us. Oh, okay. It's very similar. Okay, I think they've tried to keep as much of this as possible. Ooh, what does that say? 57? So I will overlay the original like here. I do prefer this. This is like teal and like a slightly pinky red. This is blue and red. I do still like this. It says tear down a lover, rebuild the kingdom, and it says, I don't know if you can see there, but it says 86, and at the top it says 57. The end papers are beautiful and very detailed. I really love the end papers. Oh, all right, okay. I don't tend to like character stuff or character foils, but this, definitely an exception. This is so cool. And so these are the end papers, and it's different on the back. Oh, it's been so long since we had one of these. I almost didn't even notice the reversible dust jacket. Oh, a little cat, a little Siamese cat. That's gorgeous. I really like the city lights and the bokeh effect. I think I'm going to keep it the standard way for now, but like, I think that's the first time I've ever liked a reversible dust jacket. Honestly, what a great addition. What is this even about? So this says it's an adult epic fantasy debut. So it's kind of giving like a Battle Royale, Hunger Games type setup. I didn't realize that was what it was going to be, but I really like the city, like this kind of setting. If there is an epic fantasy, I don't know, neon cybery kind of futuristic city, I will definitely read it if it is actually epic fantasy. It sounds like it is set in just like an alternate fantasy world, but just modern / sci-fi, so I am intrigued. I think I'm going to give this one a go. Is that my last Fairyloot? No, it's not. Oh, okay. Here's one with a funny story. Funny to me, and not haha funny. Yeah, ages ago when I did like one of my massive, I think it might have been part of like the biggest haul I ever did, like nearly all special editions. In there, I think I had a whole bunch of Fairyloot special editions, and one of them was missing. I scoured my house from top to bottom. I asked everyone, I was like, have you seen this book? I thought this book had gone, and I even searched all like the little storage areas we have in the house. Like I went through those storage cupboards. Yesterday, I was doing some storage stuff, and I found a Fairyloot box unopened right at the front, which means it was not in there when I went in there, which means somebody else had it and has put it in there afterwards. The rage, the all-consuming rage. I have opened this already because I was like, it can't be, but it is. Ta-da! It's Book of Night by Holly Black. Oh, I've heard so many mixed things about this book. I was neither here nor there about this book. Intrigued because it's Holly Black and I like her Folk of the Air series, but otherwise I didn't really pay much attention to this coming out. I did know that it was going to be one of our special edition books, especially when I didn't get it. And I knew that it would have like this all black and gold alternate cover, which I love. I have heard since then that this is so shit. Everyone that I know that's read it has said it's so just abysmally mediocre, just so below par. If I'd got this came out, I think it was May 2022, so over a year ago. If I'd got this over a year ago, I think I would not have cared for this book. I think I probably would have given it up by now. However, at this point, I've gone through so much to get it. This book has been taunting me. Its absence, no. And at this point, I just kind of want to see, like, how shit is it? Like, how bad can it get? I want to read this just to see how bad it is. It is also such a gorgeous edition. Like, if I tilt this, like, you can kind of see it's got like this like midnight sky like print. It's really hard to see, but there is like a cloud sort of print behind this. I love the celestial design. I really like the quote on the back. It's too long for me to read. I'm not reading all that. Apparently the words in this book are not very good, so I'm not going to start wasting them on the back. Black sprayed edges, which we all know that I love, and kind of really nice. I actually really like the character artwork. It's very sort of gothic, sort of ink spill looking. She has tattoos. She looks pretty cool. A man in this side with some sizable forearms. Again, I really like the artwork, so it looks gothic. It's a beautiful book. I just know that it's gonna be shit, but maybe my expectations are so low I'll be pleasantly surprised. I think that's the best I can hope for. But yeah, at least I have it now. Okay, I think this is another Fairyloot set, although it doesn't say who it's from. I remember ordering these a million years ago. This is a 2-book set. So this set includes an Enchantment of Ravens, also Sorcery of Thorns, both by Margaret Rogerson. They did initially release another one, I think it was Vespertine, but they released it separately and like ages before this set went on sale. So I ended up buying this because I liked how it looked as a set. If I had known that, I would love to have the full set. I fucking wish I had known at the time, because now I have no idea how I'm going to get Vespertine to match up with these. If anybody knows anybody selling a copy, and not for like £100 or something ridiculous, because I don't need to buy the full set. I just need Vespertine on its own. Because I was never going to buy it as a standalone book. I would never buy any of these as like a standalone special edition, but as a set, yes. Because like, oh my god, look at them. Gorgeous. I think this one is like, it's something about set in a library with like magical grimoires and things. I've heard really good things about this one, to be honest. Enchantment of Ravens, I think, follows like a girl who's like a magical painter. She does like a portrait or something. Yeah, I got these because they look gorgeous in a set, but like, look at like the beautiful foils, the beautiful artwork. This is gorgeous. We know I love corvids on books. And then not to be left behind, this one has cats. This one has little cats. Like, they do have artwork on the end pages, and it's different on the front and back. And this is the one for An Enchantment of Ravens, and the back as well. They also have ribbon bookmarks. This one is slightly damaged. I've just noticed it's got like quite a big like dent to the side, but it's not on any of the foil, so I think that's fine. A bit of a ding on the pages up here, but like, it's fine. This one's hella wonky. I have just noticed, they're going to be really hard to tell, but the foil on the spine is actually printed too far this way, because it wraps around onto the back, but it means that when you look at it from the front, the E in Enchantment of Ravens is like hidden around this corner, and then there's like a gap at the other side. I do somehow need to figure out how to get Vespertine. I don't know if anybody else is like going to be selling that just on its own, and they've been out a while, so I imagine if anybody is, they're probably not selling it anymore. The only other thing I have that I think might be Fairyloot is this one. I only think that because it doesn't say where it's from anywhere on it, but it's very, very heavy. And I remember I did order a big ass chunky 2-book special edition set from Fairyloot a while ago, and so I think this is it. Yeah, I'm assuming you guys know what this is already. Okay, yeah, it is the Fairyloot special edition set of the Crescent City books, which is a weird one for me. But they come in these very pretty slipcases. Okay, so slipcase off. So this is the first one. It is House of Earth and Blood. This is a gorgeous design. Has like these lunar phase like sprayed edges. They do have a ribbon bookmark. I really, really like this design. They have these character artwork foils on them, beautiful spine, and then a quote, and I'm gonna be honest, out of the corner of my eye, I thought this said live, laugh, love. It says, through love, all is possible. So this has character artwork on the end papers, and the men on the back there. And then this one is book 2, which is blue. This is called House of Sky and Breath. I feel like I knew this already, but like, it very much is just giving a blank of blank and blank. I do really like this one though. I love blue. So this is gorgeous, and on the back it says light it up. Same style of edges as before, but blue. So again, more character artwork on the foil, the spine, and then the quote light it up again. Character artwork in the front. I don't know if these are different characters to the last book, and more in the back. Yeah, basically, if I ever do read this series, which I do plan to, it's so not a priority, but I will get around to it eventually, only just because a friend really wants me to read it. It could be years from now, but when I do get around to it, I do want the nice special editions. And the thing is, if I really hate them, if I think I'm never going to read them, maybe that friend has got a nice special edition gift from me, and maybe that will make up for me not reading them. But yeah, there you go, books 1 and 2 together. Okay, I really do think that was the last Fairyloot. You might think this is going to be a Fairyloot heavy haul. You have not seen the stack of broken binding books right now. But I am going to do Goldsboro first, just to get it out of the way. So I have, I think, 2 subscription books from Goldsboro, and then 1 that I just purchased. So the one that I purchased was The Ghost Theatre by Matt Osman. This is totally a cover buy. It's very short, and I really love the sort of like speckled, like night sky kind of edges. So again, this is not typically the kind of book that I would reach for because it does have children as characters, but I was intrigued by the vibe of this one. So I don't tend to like anything like historical, especially set in London, but it's Elizabethan. I kind of like the whole Hawk thing, like the play, the future. It sounds intriguing, and it's very, very short. It sounds, I don't know, like a little bit gothic, quite thespian, I'm not entirely sure. I like the sound of it, so I'm going to give this one a go. This is a Goldsboro subscription. This is the June book. I'm not sure what that is. Here is Bubble Wrap Hell. We all knew it was coming. It's just so excessive. And this is such a small book. What is it? This is a very short book. This is, look how tiny this is. It's cute though. Scarlet by Genevieve Cogman. So I'm immediately put off by the fact that it's France 1793 because I'm so not interested, but then it has bats on it and it says vampires bite back. So is this French Revolution with vampires? I'm really liking these sprayed edges. These are so, like, I don't know, they're just cute. Is there anything else? No, there's nothing else special about the book other than it is signed and has sprayed edges, but I really like these edges. And this is such an adorable little book. What is this about exactly? Okay, this says, revolutionary France is no place to be, especially for aristocrat vampires facing the guillotine. There's far more to fear than ardent revolutionaries, for Eleanor stumbles across a centuries-old war between vampires and their fiercest enemy, and they're out for blood. Does that mean this is going to have werewolves in it? It can't just be vampire hunters, right? Because everyone... Where did this come from? Where did the whole vampires versus werewolves thing come from? Oh, it's vampires, so I want to read it, but it's France, and it's Marie Antoinette, and it's the French Revolution. It's so 50-50. I would never have picked this up, but I have it, and it's a special edition, and it has vampires, so I will give it a go, and if I don't like it, make a nice gift for somebody who isn't me. We'll give it a shot. Because vampires. Honestly, that's my rule for anything in life. I will give anything a shot if vampires. Okay, and my third and I think final Goldsboro book. Ooh, this is pretty though. So this is a naked hardback, but like, look how shiny. But this is Ink Blood Sister Scribe by Emma Tors. This is so shiny, so delightful. I love the colour scheme. This says not all books should be opened. These sprayed edges are absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. Doesn't come with a goddamn synopsis. What is it about? Goldsboro, if you're sending me something without a synopsis, just put like a little card in there or something. It's not even 10 AM yet. Like, do I really want to be on Google? Okay, it says fantasy thriller. So it says it follows a family tasked with guarding a trove of magical but deadly books and the shadowy organisation that will do anything to get them back. Joanna lives alone in the woods of Vermont. That's strike one. I don't want to read about Vermont. But talking about books that should not be opened, for me, any book set in modern day America isn't for me. I like the idea of books as like a plot point in a book, but modern day and with a major focus on like a sisterly relationship. I might give it like a try a chapter sort of thing. I might do like a read it or unhaul it. But this is, it's so, it's annoying because like this is a beautiful edition. I love it. Subscription books are just going to be hit and miss. This is one where I love the execution of the physical object. I just don't think the words inside are my general tastes. It might be that I end up liking this one. So I will give it a shot, mainly because I really want to keep this edition. Yeah, if I don't like it, it might have to go to a friend. Okay, and before I get started on the like massive stack that is Broken Binding books, I have another special edition that was very delayed once again, but is finally with me. And this is the new special edition from Brandon Sanderson. I backed his Kickstarter so long ago now. And this is the second of the 4 secret novels. I've literally only just got this one and people are already like, I think the third book has already been like revealed. I'm definitely behind schedule, but let's open this up. It comes with a little quotation there, which I'm not going to read just yet. I like how they fold these foils. It reminds me of like Dragonscales. And this is the book reveal. So we have a little character pin. This is like the spoiler card, a cute little sticker, a bookmark, which I will show in a sec, and the book. Okay, and this is that bookmark. This is like zoomed out, and this is like a close-up of the character. Okay, so this is the Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England. And this looks very fun and tongue-in-cheek. It feels so wonderful and buttery smooth. I really like the style of this one. It's giving like sci-fantasy vibes, because I'm seeing what looks like some sort of like laser gun or something. This is like a, oh, it's designed to be like a handbook. It says, we here at Frugal Wizard Inc. are committed to providing you with the highest quality experience possible. Available to any true wizard for a reasonable price. We provide the fun, you provide the body. The vibes of this seem pretty immaculate. I really like this spine. It's giving me like, I can't quite place the vibe, the aesthetic, but it's kind of like retro futuristic, if you know what I mean. It's giving me like, you know what the vibe is like. There's like a dozen video games that have this sort of like quirky, futuristic, like science fiction, but kind of also retro kind of aesthetic. I really like it. I'm not going to look too much into what this is about, but I love that it's blue. And another one in just the big stack of Brandon Sanderson books that I have yet to get to. So from here on out, it's all broken binding. Firstly, but certainly not least, is this beautiful special edition of Blood and Fire by Ryan Cahill. The mylar on this is just not doing it justice, but like this is so beautiful. Like look at like the gold, the shine, and we have a character holding what I assume is a dragon egg. Look at this. It's like armor plate scale or dragon scale. It's gorgeous. My immediate thought is dragon scale, but like it does also have like an armor type vibe to it. A coloured map as the end paper. You know your girl loves a map. Oh, with dragons and wolves and things on it. That's just, and I don't want to see too many spoilers, but this is also full colour illustrated inside. Yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful special edition. This is the only synopsis though. So all I know is it has dragons in it. Do I need to know any more? No, I do not. Beautiful special edition about dragons. Honestly, it's all that I need. This is honestly such a gorgeous edition of a book, and I am very happy to add this to my collection. Okay, some of these I took out of the boxes, but not so far out of the paper. So let's see what this one is. Let's see what is in here. Ooh, it is Mark Lawrence's new book. This is The Book That Wouldn't Burn. No, I'm not going to try setting this on fire to check its credentials. So this is, I love this, like the foil, it's very cute. This is like a very basic sort of special edition. I think it just has sprayed edges. It is signed. There's no foils, so this is quite like a basic special edition, but I do know that I did want to get this book because I have enjoyed Mark Lawrence's Book of the Ancestor series. Still haven't gone on to read either his earlier series or the companion series to the Book of the Ancestor. This one is about books, so it's a lot of vibes that I like. So this is kind of a chunky one, but definitely one that I'm interested in getting to. Next, I know what this one is, but let's unbox it together anyway. Honestly, I just love doing the reveals. This is so pretty. This is The Art of Prophecy by Wesley Chu. They knew that I wanted to see a full colour fantasy map on the end papers. Can it be beaten? And this edition is like this lovely red with the gold foil. I think this is a duology, so I'm hoping that they'll come out with book 2 in like a matching special edition. So for the synopsis, this says, prophecies don't make heroes, they only choose them. Jian has been raised in splendour, trained by the best warriors and celebrated before a single battle has been won. When the prophecy is proven to be incorrect, Jian still has to find a way to succeed. So yeah, this has like your band of unlikely friends, which I do like. And I guess sort of like a hero's journey, like a prophecy in reverse. I'm thoroughly intrigued. I'd completely forgotten what this was about, so like I'm feeling refreshed and enthusiastic. So yeah, and just really nice to have like this gorgeous, gorgeous edition. Okay, our next one. I never get tired of opening these. The Malevolent 7 by Sebastian de Castel, and this has a ribbon bookmark, and oh, this copy looks a little bit dinged up. So if I take off the dust jacket, we have this that says, let me show you what a real war mage looks like. Honestly, I love that. And this like lightning bolt design. I have no idea what's happened to my copy. There's like quite a sizable dent down here, and there's also another one up at the top. It's not major, so like I'm trying to like squish it back into place. I don't know how that's happened because it is bubble wrapped, but I can only assume that happened before it went into the bubble wrap. Oh my god, there's another massive ding on this side. What is happening? I've never had this with a broken binding book before. Pages themselves look fine, so yeah, it looks like something has hit it here. and then here, and also here. So I can only assume maybe it was like dropped as it was being packed or something. It does have a ribbon bookmark, and also a hole in the dust jacket. Yeah, the dust jacket is also a bit banged up. There is actually a hole here, but there's nothing special about the dust jacket. It's just the standard dust jacket, so I'm not too mad. It's fine. If this had happened to like one of my really special editions, I would be livid. But as it is, it's just a foil that is not affected, sprayed edges that are just standard and like not affected, and then there's nothing different about the cover, so we're good. That's a definite relief. So I was interested in picking this up, and I think I have a vague idea, but I will look at the synopsis. So, 7 powerful mages want to make the world a better place, and we're going to kill them first. So this looks like it follows a character named Cade, who makes their living as a mercenary wunderist. They previously had a more noble job, and then discovered the people they worked for were not quite as noble as they believed. They're now on the run, and their only friend is a homicidal thunder mage, who has invited them to join a suicide mission against the 7 deadliest wizards on the continent. Honestly, it sounds like a fun, adventurous, good time. I'm so here for it. I love mages, I love magic. I'm definitely going to read this one. I don't know exactly when, probably soon. Basically whenever I'm in the mood for like, I guess like a kick-ass good time with mages. Hell yes. Okay, next, these 2, which come as a set. This, I'm pretty sure, is the Takes Kalan duology. So this, I think, is book 1. Yeah, so these are by R.K. du Martin, and this is A Memory Called Empire, which has these lovely edges that sort of like match the front cover. We do get a beautiful foil under the dust jacket. Nothing on the end pages, but the book is signed. And then this one is book 2. So this is A Desolation Called Peace. This one also has lovely sprayed edges to match the front cover, and also this gorgeous red foil. So this is a series that I've heard talked about a little bit, and usually positively, and again, it's another one of those series that for the longest time I've considered like, would I get it, would I not? But then because it was kind of like a chunky space opera, I decided to sort of give it a miss and thought I can always go back to it at a later date if I want. And then these lovely special editions came out, and I was like, okay, the date is now. Sounds so good. I just didn't know like when the right time to pick this up was, but it turned out that that moment was the minute these special edition sets went on sale. So, you know, sometimes you get a sign. And then I have 3 more broken binding boxes, and I don't know what's in each of them. So this is going to be a little unboxing surprise. So in the first one, it's paper. Oh my god, a second sheet? No, that's cheating. Yes, okay, I opened these in the right order. Oh, I'm gonna have to insert B-roll. Okay, so this is the 3rd book in the Tide Child trilogy, which is the current, or that's just finished, ongoing subscription series. So I have book 1 and 2 upstairs, which means that to put them together to show you guys, I'm not going to go get them. Too lazy. When I take this upstairs with me, I will have to film some B-roll after the fact. So enjoy that with all this different lighting. So this comes with a little bookmark. Oh, it's so gorgeous. The aesthetic of this series, like of the covers, is so my thing. So this is book 3, Bone Ship's Wake by R.J. Barker. And I can't really tell you what it's about because the first book is upstairs and I don't want to spoil myself. But I can show you these absolutely stunning sprayed edges, which I imagine when you put them next to the other 2 books, probably make some sort of like nice cohesive like all-in-one design. I just love these. Like, look at this. Look at this big like sea dragon type thing, like this lovely sea serpent. These are so cool. Is that an octopus? I freaking love cephalopods. This is just, it's so gorgeous. It's so cool, like with the edges, and not forgetting the stunning end papers. Like, look at it. They go, the broken binding go, like they so go all out on every time they do like any sort of subscription book. They're just fantastic. They're just second to none. I like Fairyloot, I like Illumicrate, I like Goldsboro, but let's face it, none of them are close to the broken binding. I'm like, they're just not. Not to mention the broken binding put out a series that are exclusively almost perfectly my taste. I do not think they've ever released anything as part of their subscription that I wasn't extremely hyped for. So yeah, this is by far my favourite fantasy subscription box. That and the fact that they're doing like already well established, like well known, like backlist popular series. I love that. I love that it doesn't have to be like a new release or anything. Like, they still do those, clearly. But I love that subscription is like tried and tested books only, and really, really nice special editions of them. Yeah, I'm so happy that I'm on this series now. I know what the next series coming out is for the subscription, and I'm so hyped for that as well, because I won't spoil it, but it's a series of books that I had, much like this one, wanted for a long time and just never like ended up getting them. I was like, oh, I can get them like at a later date, but was very interested in reading, and now I'm gonna get a lovely special edition set. So honestly, yeah, I'm just thrilled with the Broken Binding, to be honest. It's my favourite subscription. Okay, 2 more. I don't know why I do the reveal, because like, it's always going to be paper. So this comes with a little bookmark as well. But I can already tell this is a beautiful book. This is Sons of Darkness by Gaurav Mohanty. Look at this, like, look at the foils. This is gorgeous. We have beautiful edges, because of course we do. No foils, but we do have these lovely end papers. So this says, some ballads are inked in blood. So this seems like it's going to have a really wide cast of characters. The whole pirate princess thing is almost giving me like, not that I've read it, but like the whole Amina al-Sarafi vibes, like a well-known pirate trying to settle down, still kind of being a pirate. I really like that. The hero turned torturer, definitely giving me like Sandan Glokta vibes. So I'm definitely very intrigued. And we move on to my final unboxing of the day. Honestly, it's about time, and probably for the best. I'm trying to speed run this paper. Okay, here we go, the last book. Only a generic sticker, so I'm not quite sure what it's going to be. Oh, I know what it is. So this is Gods of the Weirdwood by R.J. Barker. So the same author who wrote the Tide Child trilogy. Have these lovely sort of like witchy, dead tree, vine looking, like root growth looking design. I have no idea what it's like supposed to be, but it's giving me like tree roots and tree branches. A lovely foil on this book. I like that it's green. Honestly, it really goes with the sprayed edges. And it's the same kind of design on the end papers as well. So I don't remember what this is about, but I bought it for a reason, so let's see. So the lands are wild with gods and the woods are wild with monsters. Kahan Dunahar is known as the Forester, a humble man who can nonetheless navigate the dangerous Weirdwood like no one else. But once he was more, once he was a warrior. Udini serves the goddess of the lost, a goddess of the small and helpless. When she ventures into the Weirdwood to find a missing child, Kahan will be her guide. But in a land at war, in a forest full of monsters, Kahan will need to choose between his past life and the one he leads now, and his choice will have consequences for the entire world. So I'm very intrigued by this. I can see why I bought this. I love things set in like magical forests, like, or dark woods. It's kind of giving me what I had hoped to get out of The Fate of the Fallen by Kel Cade. That book also has a forester as the protagonist, and I was thinking that I was going to love it. I hated that book. It's one of my worst books I've ever read. So I'm hoping that this one, I will finally get to read about like foresters in like a magical fantasy setting, and that it will actually be a dark, well-written adult fantasy and finally give me what I wanted. But yeah, super glad to have this one. Definitely something that I'm very interested in reading, and another beautiful book for my collection of beautiful books. This is a lot. This is another big haul, but honestly, like this wasn't even like a massive haul by my standards. Let's be realistic. Like, can you see how many of the broken binding ribbons and things I have here? Like, this is so many. It's a good thing I'm goth and I can add these to like all of my clothes. What a haul, honestly. Basically all special editions. Can I be stopped? At this point, no. I don't think I can. My collection grows despite the fact that my home and my bank account surely do not. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video of me getting to share some lovely special editions with you. Since we've had so many books that have like star motifs on them, or sci-fis, or like stars on the end papers, I guess leave me like your favourite like celestial emoji. Like anything to do with like celestial bodies. And that way I will know that you actually made it all the way through yet another gargantuan haul. And I guess because I've never actually asked you guys, and just like looking at the stack I have here, I always tend to assume that most people that frequent my channel, I guess, would lean more towards fantasy than sci-fi, even though like I do read both. But yeah, if you feel like commenting, let me know in your comment, are you more of a fantasy reader or more of a sci-fi reader? I would be interested to know. So that is about it from me. I'm now going to have to somehow try and take a thumbnail with all of these books. Can I lift them? I don't think so. Hopefully though, it will be a while before I have to do another one of these hauls. So once again, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!